Hannah, absolutely beautiful. I love your choice of typeface. I love your layout. I just wanted you to see how I'm in your master page, and I pulled your logo over to the left because it was too crowded, and especially the Hannah Jennings at the bottom was too crowded, and I clicked on it. And in the character palette, you can see here that I'm highlighting. I put the leading on 24 just to close it down. Now when I back off of this, it just has a better feel without Hannah being too, you don't want to crowd anything, and especially text. And you want to give it breathing room. So I'm going to hit Command semicolon, and you can see just how nice that looks. And I don't know if it's an accident or anything, but I love the way the HJ works in this upper graphic. It fits in there absolutely stunningly perfect. So I'm not going to move it down, even though it probably should be moved down. I'm not going to, because it fits in there beautifully. Now let me go to your other pages, because there's only a couple of changes that I'm going to suggest. So page 1, never, and this is, I'm not saying never to you, I'm saying designers should never mix centered aligned text with left aligned text. So you have beautiful left aligned text here, and I want to show you what I did. I'm hitting Command semicolon again to show you that I put a guide right here on the edge of that lettering, and to place it, look in the transform palette under Window, under Object and Layout, there's a transform palette, and I have my guides unlocked, so I put the guide, if I'm clicking on it, at 2.2137. Just this is an arbitrary number, but look at how well I did that. And by flipping back and forth, and I want to show you something when I actually create a new PDF of this, by flipping back and forth, and actually I can go to presentation mode. I'm not sure you remember about presentation mode, but watch how left aligned text here works absolutely beautifully. There is a couple of things that I can see. No, that actually works beautifully up here. I was going to say that I think the word creatively right there that I'm pointing at could go on this line over here. Let me just pull this a little bit farther over. Yeah, I think that you hit a forced return in there. So I'm going to put the cursor in front of the word creatively and hit a backspace, because I think that works. And also I'm going to do it for creative studies. I'm going to put the cursor before the creative studies and hit a backspace. And now there's only one more that you did, and I want to give you a little bit of advice. Don't hit the return key when you want to put in a forced return. Hit Shift Return. Okay, so let me hit delete here, and now you can see that just reads so much nicer right there. Now let me back off on it and hit save. Okay, now look at this page. What I did was, and I wanted you to see it in case you didn't remember, I wanted you to see how I put an alignment here. I skinnied this down, and why did I do that? See how now the left-hand side of this paragraph works for the left-hand side of this paragraph over here, or for your resume. It just is more cleaner when the page gets flipped in PDF from page 1 to page 2, from page 1 to page 2. And I love what you wrote up there. Boy, do I love this layout. The colors are magnificent. It's great. But let me show you how I put in that second return. I mean that tab. So I'm highlighting this text right here, okay, and I'm hitting Shift Command or Control Shift T, and you can see here how I get the tabs ruler up, and it's perfectly aligned. Now I held the Shift key, and that lets me grab, and it's really small, I'm sorry you can't see it, but you see this set of two triangles up here in the tab. The bottom one is for the second line of text. Now I grabbed it, and can you see how I moved it over to align itself with the S on self-motivated? Now I think that same thing has to happen here, so I'm going to show you in this text right there. I probably should just do it for the whole thing, but I'm going to I'm thinking out loud here. I'm going to I think I can fix this one by just clicking and hitting the delete key there. We should put in a tab. Let me see why that's not tabbing right there when it should be. Let me hit one more delete, and then I'll hit a shift return and then a tab key. Okay, it didn't do it. So I'm going to grab this here, and I am going to put in a left align little marker right there, and now that should let the word pharmacy line up with the word September. Okay, it will have a better feel if you look up and down. Now let's do the same thing on parks attendant here. So let's go like this, and let's put in a left align tab. I'm just clicking up there and putting in a left align tab right there. Now I can click right here and hit the delete key, and that should move over perfectly. Let me see one more. Yes, now that actually works for the S, the P, the M, the P, and then everything here aligned just like that. That works really well. Now let me close that and back off on this, and then I'm going to hit save. Make sure that I'm in this mode here, and I'm going to send you the PDF of this little tiny movie here. I'm going to send you the PDF of what I've done, and then you can have this movie. But there is a presentation mode as soon as I can find it. It is in view, and I have to remember where it is. It's Shift Command E, I believe, but don't take my word on that. Let me find screen mode, presentation. There it is. So screen mode, it's Shift W. I'm sorry. So I'm going to go, see it right there? Shift W. And it's a cool thing to learn in InDesign, because you can see here, not sure why that came up. That's my movie making program. Okay, let me close this. Let me minimize this. Let me go back to InDesign, and I'm not exactly, for some reason it just went like that. I'm sorry, it just didn't actually go into presentation mode. Things got in the way. But look at how when I click back and forth here, look at how the alignment of that works really well, and it fits in with your HJ perfectly, with the colors perfectly. Everything looks really good right there. So I'm going to exit the presentation mode, and I'm going to save as. And here's a bit of advice. When you hit Command E to make a PDF, and I just did, make it an interactive PDF, not a print PDF, because that really condenses everything beautifully and still keeps your images absolutely gorgeous. So I'm just going to put the word edited right there. I'll put _edit, and I'll create the PDF right now, and I'll export it, and then I'll send it to you. And that's the PDF. Now, again, look at how nice that is when I click back and forth, how that feels just perfect, okay? So consider making those changes and let me know what you think, okay? Thank you.